Hello everyone, it is me and today I'm going to be having a bit of a rant and a discussion about the recent rumours regarding more accurately SpindleHorse Studio. Apparently it's a bad environment. Now, I'm here to debunk some of the arguments against the SpindleHorse Studio. I never worked there since I'm awful at drawing. I probably wouldn't even want to work there in the first place. But some of the rumours are utterly ridiculous and have little to no merit. So basically, this always happens all the time, little to no evidence. But this time, people generally are believing it when they really shouldn't. There's little to no evidence for this, unlike when it was before, when it was like Discord messages, which could have made the studio look bad. But basically, a recent review was added to this website, I believe, or app, called like something on the lines of Animation Studio Reviews, and basically someone left a not very nice comment, which I'll comment, mainly just a comment, or multiple comments, but I will debunk all of them, so I'm going to read the first one out now. A chaotic mixed bag of experiences over many different projects in years, some being so nightmarishly bad. I don't understand how the company could function to being okay. Don't work here unless you get a senior position. If you're a junior in any aspect, prepare to have most things trickle down into your lap, and to have your position constantly kicked around as being expendable. Don't count on promoting from within either. Not only does management not believe a junior could do a senior job, they don't even know what you do. Have personally seen, I think that person should have supposedly said before have said I, but anyway, I digress. Have personally seen people give 150% to this company only for management to squander that talent by giving them punishing workload / hours at minimum pay, or replacing them with a cheaper option. Management seem deeply embedded and have incredibly secure positions, while everyone else feels like they ride a razor's edge of being let go tomorrow. Now, the first issue was this comment. Where is the evidence? Like, don't get me wrong, I understand that. I believe SpindleHorse Studios isn't an actual studio. All the people work in separate locations online, so it isn't like you can really record, like, discussions of the management, like senior management sayings and stuff. But you could do at least, because there must be like a senior manager just reactively said like something slipped on like a Discord server, for instance, or on the Discord call. But apparently that did not happen. And to be fair though, some of the stuff here is understandable if this is true about a senior management position. Like, you could, if this is true, you can argue it is a bit immoral. But you see that the SpindleHorse Studio is an indie studio, and all the stuff they post on YouTube, which certainly isn't the best, I don't think, for ads, since they do get quite a lot of ads, but which I'm surprised they even get ads at all due to all the language. Since I don't know if YouTube is biased against certain channels, because like some channels, if you just say the F word once, you get completely demonetized, but apparently not for VisiPop. So in that regard, I can understand trying to get the cheapest work as possible. Since then, since it is it must be hard being an indie studio, certainly on YouTube. So I can understand trying to get cheaper workers. So if since, let's be honest, Hello Buff has been losing popularity just on views alone. So you need to try and break even somehow. So yeah, that's all I really have to say for this part. Like I said before, no evidence. But anyway, on to the next one. And the next one says, low pay, too much work, bad treatment, bullying, abuse, intimidation, etc. Boo-hoo-hoo. Bad supervisors, unclear instructions, intimidation, disorganisation, unclear due dates, long downtimes with no clear indication when work is coming, no consistency in production, flexible working hours, $60 to $300 per hour per US dollar per background. So Like I said before, there is no evidence for this, and to be fair though, like, if they are disorganised, then they do pretty good jobs for a disorganised company. So there's not really any, like I said before, there is no evidence for it, and to be fair though, like, don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong, in any company, if you ever start a business or you work for a business, there will be times when instructions aren't as well instructed as they could be. So I don't get why this employee, hypothetically, if this is an employee, not just someone who is lying, since I think on the app or on the Animation Studios reviews, anyone can write these comments. Could have just asked for better instructions, like just emails them and ask for better instructions to get better understanding. So yeah. On the low pay, I don't know. I don't really know, because if $60, $300 an hour is good for that kind of employment as as an animator. But to be fair though, if you might not know this, but to be fair though, if you work for an ordinary boring company with a decent capital, like a company no one has heard of, just like, let's say, for instance, a marketing agency, for example, and no one has heard of it, you probably get a better salary on average than if you work for instance, Tesla, because people do. If you ask someone where you want to work as an employee, they'll say something like Tesla, NASA, etc. And for that reason, those companies can pay you less, since more people want to work there due to the name. So if you actually just want to make money, you should work for just like a boring company, since you'll probably have less strict work hours, and probably a better salary as well, if you didn't know. And also, to be fair though, on their behalf, this is true. Like, I know Has Been Hotel and Hello Boss does have kind of like a cult following, so lots of people would probably want to be animators, so in that way they could get away with it. It's a bit of a morally grey area, but it does happen. So anyway, I digress. On to the next review. Deeply unprofessional environment. Tend to hide unexperienced artists new to the industry, and takes advantage of their lack of experience. I was permissive of it all at the time, because I was excited for my first industry job. Cliquish, abusive leads, gossip and rumours run rampant and are encouraged. Some staff were encouraged to spy on other indie projects and social groups, and even individual staff members. Using loaded language, it had a cult of personality vibe based around the leads. Favouritism was used to turn people against each other, and even minor criticism about the leadership was punished. The leads would reach out to other projects and tell leads on those who to not hire. Who's not to hire. Sorry, I kind of forgot where I was reading. Missed to hire, or those who not to hire you, or if you already work there, to fire you. Incredibly poor production management. Dates and goals shifted constantly, or weren't even provided sometimes. Asked multiple times over production for art style guides, I believe always says, videos or advice, and was only told people should just know how to do it. HR person is just the friend of the leads. Upon leaving, spreads horrible rumours about ex-staff members, punishes or betrays staff members for working on other projects. So, like I said before, though, with all these, there is no evidence for this stuff happening. But to be fair, though, I want to get something to debunk some of the arguments which make the SpindleHorse studio sounds a bit immoral. The fact that they hire people with lack of experience. Now, that I don't see how that is really immoral, to be fair though, since like entry jobs nowadays are not really that good, to be fair though. Like, if you leave university, you're certainly not going to get the best job right away. So imagine these people have animation degrees or something along those lines. So I don't see the issue with this. If anything, this is more moral. This is more moral that we actually are hiring these people, and also another thing was spying on indie projects and social groups. Now, the social groups, if this is true, is a bit weird. Why would you want to spy on social groups? But other indie projects, So what is a business at the end of the day? Like if this is true and it was found out the spine is to try and see what like other animations indie project series similar to Hellboss is doing, then so what? So what? Because they could be doing something more right, so they might actually try and copy it. Because you have to stay competitive. It is a business at the end of the day. Like don't get me wrong, if you're hacking into like creators of indie projects count, then fair enough, go fuck them. But if you're just like seeing what they're doing right and what people like about other indie projects, so what? That's just what you have to do to stay competitive and try and get money. So I don't see any issues with that. And also like the social groups. Well. In that case, this is getting a bit morally grey. But if hypothetically someone said, well, we do this certain thing, like maybe whatever it is, like maybe something with like thumbnails to make it more appealing, for instance, to get more clicks. Then and they copy it. So what? It's a business at the end of the day. And that's really all I have to say about this. To be fair, though, and so yeah, not much to say about this one. And one last thing I'll say: people should just know how to do it well. I imagine these people do have animation degrees, so they should know how to do the most things about animation. And even then, though, why would it be hard just to send a link if they do not know? But anyway, I digress. I don't know if this is the last one, but we'll have a look. Yes, we do have another one. And this one says, I know it is so tempting for people who cannot find work to jump at the first opportunity, but do not do it with this studio. There is a reason they are constantly looking for animators, unbelievably high expectations for rough and extremely complex character designs, animated on 2S, 2D I think, on 2Ds, I'm not sure about that one. Really poor management and organisation, notes sometimes took forever to get to you, pay is absurdly low, pay per second model is inherently abusive, but I say it can be worth it for a struggling artist if a project is fulfilling in other aspects. It will not be in other aspects it will not be. Please stay away. I didn't see the full stop, so I was confused. Please stay away. I cannot stress this enough. I'm sure it is fulfilling for people who apparently get paid $1,000 weekly, but for us, by comparison, artists, it is not worth it at all to spend the time trying to learn these insanely complex characters for the pay we are receiving and the hope that maybe in the future we will be paid what we are worth. Well, like all these things before, there's no evidence for it, but even then, yes, I will actually agree that the lots of character designs for Hellboss are quite complex. They are. Just look at Asmodeus and Beelzebub, really complex characters. But that in the long term, if you ever decide to leave that studio, this would look good on your CV or resume, whatever you want to call it. Since if you say I worked in animation studios before and I did these projects, and they send links to the Hellboss episodes of Queen Bee, for instance, and said they animated the Beelzebub, sorry, that would look really good. I guarantee lots of animation like HR managements or whoever managers or whoever look to try and hire new employees will be very impressed by that. So even if the pay is low for now, in the long term, working for them could actually be worth it. Since if you show them all of the complex designs you have to draw, lots of studios would like that, and you probably will get paid more in the future. So it could be actually an investment in the long term if you work for VisiPop, because if this is true, it says that promotions are hard. But if you ever try to work for a different studio and done lots of Hellboss episodes and helped create them, that would look good on your behalf. It really would. So, and I think that really all there is, all the complaints. So, what is my conclusion on this? It's just arseholes trying to find attention, scumbags, shitbags, all on the lines of that. They all just kind of chatting shit, just having all before and all debunked. Because, people like to make a fuss, they see one, and they see, one issue with the company. Apparently, it's hell itself, but you get it because we talk about a animated series in hell. Well, anyway, I thought it was a little funny, but and if this is true, I guarantee it just people over exaggerate. I guarantee it people who just got straight out of university and and this was the first place they could get a job at, and they didn't realise that they didn't want to do animation as a career, and they're just not owning up to it. So we're just trying to find any reason to complain. So that's all I have to say. Put in comments what you thought about this issue. Do you think the complaints are true, or do you think they are false? And if you do, put in comment below why. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. Goodbye.